Welcome to MindMajix Hyperion Essbase and Planning demo session. Regarding the trainer, regarding me, information about that, I am having like 8+ years of experience in Hyperion domain, and from last 4+ years, I'm working with MindMajix as a trainer and other companies also here, and as a trainer, and I provide specific training on Essbase planning and HFR. As my profile, I have worked on the on-premise as well as the cloud environment as well, and I have experience of working on this implementation, development, support, and migration projects also. And related to the syllabus copy, like this is like the Essbase syllabus copy specifically that covers all the Essbase syllabus. So let me just open Essbase syllabus. We'll be covering all this data warehousing concept, introduction to the OLAP, multidimensional OLAP, and relational OLAP, all these things. So once we cover, as I discussed, so same like Essbase storage properties. So second topic will be like discussing in detail about the Essbase storage properties, Essbase terminologies, everything about the ASO and BSO cube implementation from the scratch. Then we will be moving it to the cube implementation specific for the ASO cube, specific for the BSO cubes, and all the data, this dense and sparse dimension concept, optimization thing, calculation script, how we can do our optimized outline creation in case of BSO and ASO cubes. And later we'll be moving it to the scripts, that is Maxwell script, calculation script, report script that we have in the Essbase. And finally, then we'll move it to the security part. Then how we can do LCM things, life cycle management, backup and recovery methods in our Essbase cubes from the shared service console, and user creation and group user creation and group creation, filter creation. Everything will be covered later. The seventh, the security and administration thing. And finally, introduction to this Excel admin and the smart. These are like Essbase tools. So the full form of Essbase, as I said, like a extended spreadsheet database. So we have to connect with this Essbase as from this Excel sheet. So these are like add-ins that we have available that connects our Excel sheet with this Essbase using this SmartView and Excel add-in. So this is regarding this Essbase syllabus, and as related to this planning syllabus. So let me just open this planning syllabus copy. So this is like once we start with this Hyperion planning training. So we'll start with the introduction to what is Oracle Hyperion planning tool and this planning architecture, planning business process, and what are these planning business scenarios we have. Then we will get more introduction to this Hyperion workspace. What is this workspace? How we can navigate to the different existing planning application? How we can create a new planning application? So once we start creating this planning application, how we can create the single currency and multi-currency planning application. We create this application, then we will learn about managing the data, metadata, everything. How we can create it in our Hyperion planning application. What dimension properties we have in this planning application. And finally, after that, we will learn about this. In case of this multi-currency application, we will learn about each of the dimension. What are this entity dimension? What is the scenario dimension, account dimension, their properties, and time balance properties. Everything we will be discussed in detail. And finally, we'll move on to this creating forms. Then we will create the different types of the forms. Then we will input data from our this data form. Then how our planning application will convert this data for the single currency from multi-currency, from one currency to another currency, like reporting currency or local currency data conversion. We will learn about this specific part of the training. Finally, we will see about what this multi-currency, how we have created these currency conversion scripts and exchange rate table, how these scripts are created in the Essbase, and how Essbase does. How Essbase and planning are interrelated. So all that thing will be discussed, and all the additional functionalities. What is the smart list, task list, menus, and security, and this workflow. So all this will be covered part of this planning specific related thing. So all this is what related about the syllabus copies that we have done. So we have just introduced about this syllabus copy. Today's agenda about, so we will go with the introduction of this Hyperion tool, what this Hyperion tool is, and introduction to this Hyperion Essbase, Hyperion planning. Then as a part of the training, what trainee will get as a hands-on for doing their hands-on session, and what will be the documents as a trainee will get as a part of the training, and also the project related stuff. So they can do their as a own hands-on, and they will get assistance from the MindMajix. So to start with, I will just give you a brief idea about this Hyperion tool. So this Hyperion tool is a BI tool that was initially it was founded in 1981, That was the company with the name as a Hyperion, and later Oracle has acquired that in the 2007. So thus it becomes as a Oracle Hyperion in 2007. So this Hyperion is a big family actually, and in that Hyperion there are the different set of the tools. So as of now, here also addition tools are also there. So like we have this Hyperion PI reporting tools. From the reporting tool, we have Hyperion Essbase, analyzer reports, interactive reports, production reporting. From the BI application that are used for doing the planning, budgeting, and forecasting, then the Hyperion is having this Hyperion planning tool. Along with that, specific related to the financial management, they have this HFM tool. Then they have this Hyperion strategic financial, Hyperion performance management tool. And the third category from the data management, Hyperion is having this master data management. Then they have this FDQM or FDME. Along with that, this Hyperion application link and special tools related to this DRM, that is data relationship management and all. And currently that Hyperion has also moved to the cloud also. So on cloud, they have moved to PBCS, the currently cloud version of the Hyperion planning, you can say. And they have this as a cloud version of HFM, is like HCCS. And these HFR reports like production reporting and HFR, they have like EPRCS. Like these are the EPRCS. This is like a cloud version of the HFR for developing the reports like that. So this is like a different set of the lot of the tools that we are available with this Hyperion suite actually. So out of them, as a basic, if you want to know what should be the, we start with this Hyperion to get hands-on and with a good job opportunities. So it starts with this Hyperion Essbase as a multi-dimensional database. So this is the one primary that you should be aware of. And then we have this Hyperion planning. This is also that one tool that you should be aware of currently to, if you have to acquire the good job with the good recommended package in the currently in the market. So and later this HFM is also one different tools. It is for related to the this financial management and all. As a part of the demo, I will be explaining more on Hyperion Essbase and Hyperion planning. So as we just discussed what this Hyperion family and whatever we have under these different kinds of the tool. As an introduction to this Hyperion Essbase, this Essbase is a multi-dimensional database. So as a syllabus copy of the Hyperion, so we will be starting with this data warehousing concept. So what is this introduction to the data warehousing concept, relational OLAP, multi-dimensional OLAP. So all this tool, then we will move to this Essbase storage properties. We will go through all the, what are the different types of Essbase storage properties in the Essbase we have. So everything will be the hands-on along with the explanation, and the trainer and MindMajix will provide you the complete set of the documents as a part of the training as well. And after that, we will be discussing on the cube implementation from the scratch, that what is that in the ASO and BSO cube implementation. We'll be implementing each of the cube like BSO cube, what are the different types of optimization technique, what are the dense and sparse concept, everything will be covered in the BSO cube implementation and the partitions we have. After that, we will be covering the ASO cube implementation. What is this ASO physical architecture, table space, what is the MDX queries and all. And then we will be covering the automation of the script using the Maxis scripts and MDX queries and report script. And finally, we will be covering the security related stuff. So how we can assign the group level access, single user access, how we can create the filters, what is this Essbase configuration file generic settings that we can do, all the optimization technique, backup and recovery. So that will be covered as a security and administration. And also introduction to this Excel add-in and the smart view tools that we have, that we use to connect with this Hyperion Essbase. So this is what the overall syllabus copy related with this Hyperion Essbase, Hyperion planning tool as well, means what will be covered as a part of the syllabus as a Hyperion plan tool also. So this is what the planning syllabus. So as a part of this Hyperion planning, we will be covering like introduction to Hyperion planning. So what are all the different kinds of planning scenarios we have? So all the budgeting scenarios and planning architecture, business process, everything will be covered. And after that, we will be creating some sample applications as a part of hands-on. So introduction to application and dimensions, how we can create the dimensions in Hyperion planning, how we can do our managing dimensions, and everything will be the this time balance properties, everything in detail will be covered. And finally, once we create the application, then we will concentrate on creating the forms. If it is like a in the forms, end user will submit the data. If they submit the data, how will we, if it is like multi-currency application, how it will be like setting up exchange rate and currency conversion, how it can be done.
So that will be done. Here it is. And then like creating the other functionalities that we have in the Hyperion planning, like creating the smart list and setting up application settings and view statistics. Everything will be, these are the additional properties of the planning application that we can do. And finally, like creating the task list and also all these additional functionalities related to this Hyperion planning specific tool that we will be covering up. So, like introduction, what is this Hyperion Essbase and what is this Hyperion planning tool and Essbase as a multi-dimensional database? So let's take a demo example. Like, let's suppose this is like a live business that is capturing their data. So they might be using this SAP tool or any web application. In the web application, they might be using as a backend as a like Oracle database or the SQL database. So all the systems that are doing this capturing of the live business data, they are called as the OLTP system. The full form of OLTP is like online transactional processing. All these OLTP systems captures the live business data. But when it comes to do the analysis of this data, so we cannot perform our like raw operations on our data within this OLTP systems, right? So they are specifically designed to optimize, designed to capture the transactions only, designed to capture the transactions. But when it comes to do the analysis of this data, so that time we have to use some kind of the analysis tools. So like we have like this Hyperion, or we have like micro strategy, that is also one tool. Then we have Cognos or TM1, like these are like different tools we have to do the analysis of data. So all these tools, they are the BI tools, and they are typically called as OLAP. They are called as online analytical processing tools. So these tools are designed in a such a way that they can do the analysis of the data. So as a source from this picture, you can just understand that this will be our source system of the data, and this will be our the target system where we have more data. So to move the data, we can use any other kinds of different tools. So we have, first of all, the moving of the data activity is not simply like to copy from the source system and move it into the target system. So first of all, we have to extract our data from the source system, and we have to transform where we are going to load, and finally we have to do the load. So there comes in a picture like ETL tools, extract, transform, and load activity. So in the ETL you might have heard about Informatica. From Oracle, we have like Oracle Data Integrator, Oracle Data Integrator. So like these are the different, we have these ETL tools. And if they are using some kind of this Oracle database or SQL database, no need to use this Informatica Oracle. So simply by using with SQL queries also, we can just fetch our data from our source system, SQL queries. We can directly, there is additional functionalities that we can simply fetch our data using the SQL queries. So here specifically talking about this Hyperion. So here it is like Essbase is the tool, and finally this planning is one other tool for doing this planning, budgeting, and forecasting. So this is specifically for planning, budgeting, and forecasting. And Essbase specific is called as the full form of Essbase. Full form of Essbase is extended spreadsheet database. So this Essbase is also called as the multi-dimensional database. Now to understand why this is called as multi-dimensional database, I will just take one simple example. So let's suppose there is one company. It may be have, let's suppose like a food company, and it is having they are capturing food company, we just say, and they are capturing their data in a Oracle table maybe. They are just using some kind of web application that's supposed to capture their transactions, and the backend they are using this Oracle or SQL database, and their data is captured in the format of Oracle table. Now, in the Oracle table, as you know, their data is in the format of columns. So we will have the different set of columns, right? So let's suppose we will have the different set of the columns. So it will have some like the product ID kind of thing, then product name, then the region in which the product is sold, then in the particular year where they are selling it, then we have this cost and sale related information about the product and whatever the profit they have, like that. So like kinds of different, these are like a columns we have in Oracle table, right? So the product ID, let's suppose it is like ERD 001, 002, like that, this product ID they will have. As a product name, let's suppose they will have a product name we can just give as a, like, let's suppose it is like a PC, like a Sprite kind of thing. Then they will have the chips, then they will have some kind of codes. Like these are the different products. So let's suppose this they are sold in different regions like USA, India, Canada, and like UK, and all this data is, let's suppose, for the FY19. So all this data is like FY19, and the cost center, instead of writing this, I will just simply say it's the profit they have. So it is like, suppose it is like 100 million, it is like 200, 300 lot of in terms of billion. So this is how their data, let's suppose. Now, so this is like transactional data they have captured in this their Oracle table. But when it comes to do the analysis, so what we'll have to do, in case of this, if we are talking about this Essbase, we create this application that will be having the multiple set of the dimension. Under the, we will create the database, and under the database we'll have multiple set of the dimensions. So here the dimension, let's suppose it is like dimension 1, 2, 3, and 2. So multiple set of the dimensions, and when, so what will be that dimension? So dimensions will capture all this data. So like this product related information. So let's suppose they will have this product dimension. Then they will have this region, means they will have this entity related dimension. Then they will have this year. Then they will have this period. They will have this profit or account related dimensions like this. Then all set of these, all these are like different set of the dimensions. This especially code, and all the information from this what is PRD 001, that will come under this product dimension. Then all this region related information, USA, India, UK, everything comes under this entity dimension. So this FY19 or FY20 or whatever it is, like FY18, all these year related information, so that will come under this year dimension. Like, so all these things, whatever you can see that I have highlighted here with this red, so this is called as the metadata related, and all these financial numbers that I have highlighted in yellow, so this is called as the data. So all this Essbase will contain both data as well as metadata. So we have to move over both in our Essbase, and there we start doing our analysis. The learning of Essbase is like, once we go this complete data and metadata into this Hyperion Essbase, then our learning will start. How we can create this application, how we move our data, how we can create all these things as a part of the this dimension building process, data loading process. Then once we create the application, how we can do the optimization thing. So here in detail we will be learning all this as a part of this training. So, and what is this planning specific related to this Hyperion planning? So same, whatever the application we have created, case of this Hyperion Essbase, same we will be creating the planning application. So as a part of this Hyperion planning training specifically, we will be learning how we can create this planning application and additional functionalities that I have explained as a syllabus copy. So we can create our additional forms, and in case of multi-currency application, how we can do their currency conversion. So same set of the things that we will be learning in the Essbase, so we will be learning as a additional functionalities in the planning also. But it is just to give you differentiate between this, what is this Hyperion Essbase and planning. So planning is just, you can say, as a like a web interface of the Essbase. This is nothing but the planning. So whatever the application that you are going to create in the backend, again it is going to create under the Essbase also. So both planning and Essbase are like mutually interrelated, interconnected, and whatever you do in the planning, so you have to move it to Essbase. So Essbase, so there are the different kinds of project scenarios. So some of the companies, they might be using only the Essbase tool. So some of them are using Essbase plus planning. So that time that comes the different scenarios. Like there may be like specific Essbase related projects, like Essbase related projects. They are using like simply like a Essbase tool. So if there are like simply planning related tools, so planning related projects, so they are using this Essbase as well as planning tool, Essbase plus planning tool, like that. So this is like different, depends on the scenario, what company uses and how they are utilizing this Oracle tool. So that is the thing. Related to, now moving to our next thing, how this planning we can use this as a budgeting tool and lab setup for the individual. So I have just given you introduction about this Hyperion tool, what is this multidimensional concept, and in case of this planning and budgeting tool, how it is like mapped and how they are interconnected. Now going back to this lab setup for the individual hands-on training, as a part of the training from MindMajix, me as a trainer, so I'll be providing this complete setup on your laptop. So this is like so once you do the installation on your laptop, once you open this virtual machine, so it will be look like this, and here it is like 11.11.13. As a part of the different kinds of the version, so like Essbase is started from like a 7.x, like 4.x it actually started. So as a version I am talking about, so versions in Hyperion. So it started from this like a 4.x version. So from 4.x it started like 7.x, in like a 9.x version. And from 9.x they have 11.1.x version. Then they have 11.1.x version, and finally they have moved this cloud PBCS or PBCS like this. So as a part of this 11.1.2x, under this 11.1.2x they have like 1.2.1. They have different kinds of version like 1.2.1, 1.2.2. Then they have this 1.2.3 and this 1.4 like this. Different kinds of version they have. So, but if we have to do this hands-on on this latest version like this, on-premise one, so minimum like a 16 GB RAM is also not sufficient. So it requires more than 16 GB RAM, more than 16 GB RAM. And then the setup runs smoothly. In most of the cases, we do not have this much of RAM to do that. So that's why we provide this the latest version, one version older in this 11.1x family. So it is like 11.1.1 version. So you can see here. So I have just connected into this virtual machine. And here if I go under this itself and if you go to this Oracle. So here you can see this 11.1.13. So for this 11.1.1.3 version, so this complete installation is already done. So only the thing is I will be providing this setup and we will do this only VMware setup. So once we do that, so automatically all the setup will be ready, same to same, whatever you can see on my laptop, same will be there on your machine, and it will be like a one-time setup. Once we do this setup on your laptop, so it will be like a permanent, it's like lifelong, and it's a completely offline thing like that. So it will be like whatever installed on my machine, it will be whatever the development I will do, and whatever you will do your development, it's completely offline thing. It will not update or kind of, it will be like permanently for you, and it's completely offline one. So this is what related to this lab setup for individual hands-on training. So you will be get this training as a setup as a part of the training, and you can do installation and your hands-on practice will come. So all this Essbase as well as planning related stuff will be available in this setup, and we will be doing this complete training as a part of the training and hands-on within this virtual machine. Thing like a document provided as a Essbase and planning training. So I'll be providing the complete set of the documents that I have, practice guide that you can as a trainer, as a trainee, you can go through all this complete this book in specific, all the complete related to this Hyperion specific. Let me show you as a Hyperion Essbase. Yeah, so as a Hyperion related thing, so as you can see here, it is like Word document. So here this document will cover up all the complete syllabus with all the hands-on thing related to what we have to do, what we will be learning, where we have to click on with all these complete snapshots. It will be covering where you have to click and how we can do everything with the set of the steps I will be covering off with all these screenshots. You can see it here. Similarly, we have different kinds set of the documents. So first one will cover this introduction to Hyperion Essbase. Second one that will cover the Maxwell and calculation script. Third one will cover all the partition related, and finally will this MJX and reports script. So all this word related document you can find it as a part of the Essbase syllabus. And as a part of this planning syllabus, you can find this as a completely I have covered in the format of the Hyperion planning as a PPTs. So as a part of the topic wise, I have covered everything. So here you can find it as a part of this Hyperion planning. So with the set of the steps and the screenshot, everything will be covering as a syllabus. And the same I will be doing the hands-on during the training with following with it, so that we will be on a track to catch our topics topic by topic like this. So here it is like complete set of the PowerPoint slides for the Hyperion planning thing. So this is what all details about how we can do this lab setup, documents, and introduction about this Hyperion tool. So as a part of the demo, I'll be covering these things. So in detail, once we start with the training, then we can discuss more in detail. So we have seen about this all these Hyperion Essbase related topics. It's what is this relational OLAP, multidimensional OLAP. What are the tools and advantages we just discussed, and what is this life cycle flow of this description. So similarly, as a planning architecture, we discussed how we, this Hyperion planning application and how it is architecture, how they are interrelated with this Essbase. And this planning business process and planning scenarios means so I introduce regarding to discuss about in detail about this thing, what is planning business process and business scenarios, why this Oracle introduced this Hyperion planning. Typically whatever we do in case of, so let's suppose in a business scenario, let's suppose there is one top level manager, so and he is having just like just 5 planners. So all the things what we can do in case of this Hyperion planning, we can achieve with the set of Excel also.
So we no need of use this Hyperion planning tool. It's easy to manage whatever the 5 planners are there. Each one of them that they will be having their Excel. So we can manage with their all these 5 Excels, right? But what if it comes to the big organization? So like Siemens is there or any kind of any other organization, big organization, when they have to do their planning, budgeting and forecasting. So they will be having like a 300, 500 plus of users, 800 plus of the end users, and they will be doing their planning, budgeting and forecasting. So that time, then like managing the 800 plus Excel, that doesn't make sense, right? 300 plus Excel. So that time, this Hyperion planning tool that helps us to do that all these complete managing things. So that's why this Hyperion planning tool plays a very important role in this planning, budgeting, and forecasting process. So this planning tool is mainly done helps with the planning, budgeting, and forecasting. So the such kind of different business scenario that we'll be discussing, and as a part of the training, we will be discussing on this how we can get this complete architecture, what is business related metadata, how we can update this thing in the Hyperion planning thing. So to discuss about the technology, that scope that is having this Hyperion as a the market is like at the current moment, Hyperion is the king in case of this EPM environment. Like EPM full form is Enterprise Performance Management. So as I shown you in the start of the session that what we can, there are the different tools that are available under this Hyperion one family, right? We can cover this Hyperion once we do this, have this Hyperion setup, and we can have all the interrelated tools, and we can do our individual planning with the planning tool or with the financial management with the HFM tool, or currently on the cloud with the EBCS and EPBCS, we can do currently Oracle has moved to the cloud also. But all the base is whatever you directly, we cannot jump to the PBCS and EPBCS. You just try to learn PBCS and EPBCS directly without doing Essbase and planning. So that becomes a little bit difficult. So that's why this is like a basic course. And currently these are like the key differences, like this Hyperion is the best finance and with the SAP as a comparison. So this tool provides very much advantage from the business perspective, and it is focused on doing the financial analysis and reporting kind of stuff. So that's why this complete Hyperion suite provides one complete set of the things for doing what the business wants to do. So that's why it has very much well known in the current market, and currently they have moved to the cloud also. So that Oracle cloud with the PBCS and EPBCS, that is very much rich in the market. So this technology, and by doing this course, you will be get more kind of exposure with the latest technology in the market. So specifically related to currently that Essbase and planning that we have currently we are discussing. So like this is the latest certification, that 1Z0-533, and also there are like specific different kinds of certification from the Oracle also are available that we can do as a what we can the certification once we done, so that we can represent ourselves as a Hyperion Essbase or planning developer kind of thing. So this with this certification that will help us. So MindMajix and I will provide you with more information about the certification needed. Any related to cloud related certifications are also available there. So those cover the PBCS and EPBCS related certificates. We have to discuss in detail, like when we start creating application in the Hyperion Essbase. So we start creating this Essbase like ASO and BSO. So if you just see in this virtual machine, and if we just have to start creating applications, so once we click on go to this create application, so there we have these two options, like what is this using aggregate storage and using block storage. So that is also called as aggregate storage option and block storage option, ASO and BSO. So these are like well-known terms in case of this Essbase. So what is this ASO and BSO, that we have to understand first of all in detail. So I have just chosen one topic to discuss in detail so that we can how much in deep we can go. The full form of ASO is like aggregate storage option, and the full form of BSO is like a block storage option. So what is meant with this BSO? The full form is like a block storage option. Means in case of this, when we create any kind of BSO queue in our Hyperion Essbase this tool, so it at the backend the blocks are created for that whatever the data we are going to store, and whatever the set of the dimensions we are going to create as a sparse and dense. So there again, as that set sparse and dense, this is like the two more concept that as a part of the creating this dimension in case of BSO cube. So in case of ASO, there is not a concept like sparse and dense kinds of dimension. And this, as there is no concept of this dense and sparse, so this ASO, when we are just creating ASO cube, in our Hyperion Essbase. So I can just show you. So here all the cubes that you can see here, like so all these are like a BSO cubes. But if you see here, the cubes those are having like red asterisks in middle, so those are like a ASO cubes. So this is how we can just differentiate between in Essbase tool. So what is this ASO and BSO cubes? So this full form of ASO is like aggregate storage option. So there will be like all the data will be aggregated there. So once we retrieve our report, so we can just get the aggregated version of the data. So that's why those their data gets calculated automatically. And these ASO types of tools are mainly used for generating the reports. And when the higher management needed the reporting thing, so all these reports are built on the ASO cubes. And when the like business wants to do the planning, budgeting, and this stuff, so there we are going to create this BSO kinds of. So when we create this BSO application, so BSO applications can have the multiple set of the database, because there we can have to do like, let's suppose we have created one planning application, and the planning application have this BSO cube, then there will have like expense cube, and revenue cube, and employee related cube, like that. So they will have the different kinds of cube and different cube internal metadata they will have. But in case of ASO, there will be like a one common cube that will be doing reporting, and it will have the all the dimensions as a club together in case of ASO cube. So again, there is like a concept of dynamic and stored multiple hierarchies, and we cannot load the data into the parent dimension in the ASO, because the data is getting aggregated the bottom level 0 dimension set of the dimensions to their parent member. But in case of this BSO group, we can load the data into the parent dimension as well. And there is no this concept of hierarchy. So when we start with this actual part of the training, so in detail you will just understand what this hierarchy concept, and what is this level 0 parent and child thing, and how we can create this one database in ASO thing, and multiple database in the BSO things like that. So this is like overall just introduction about this ASO and BSO. But as a part of the training, first of all, we'll be just learning in detail about this, what is this BSO cube. And after that, we'll learning about what is this ASO cube in detail, and finally we'll just understand the difference between this ASO cube and the BSO cube. And same, we have like a data storage properties. Once we create this, whatever I have explained here, so whatever this dimension and members we are going to build here, so they have this data storage concept here. So we have the like different kinds of data storage properties. So these are the data storage property, like store data, then dynamic calc can store, then label only, then shared member, never share. All these are the data storage properties. So how they affect, why we have to specifically tag some of the members, store members, some of the members as a dynamic calc. So once starts discussing in detail, so that time it becomes more understanding. So this is like all the data storage properties. So overall discussing about this Essbase and this planning related things. So the concept, once you understand this Essbase level, so that becomes easy to understand the planning. If you directly we are planning to jump to this Hyperion planning, so and if you don't know the Essbase, so that becomes a little bit difficult to understand the things like that. This is what get to our complete syllabus copy as a lab setup with once if we the trainee and the student they are having the laptop with minimum 2 GB of RAM, so that will also be okay to do this installation and configuration on your laptop, so that we can just do this setup on your laptop and we can start doing our hands-on training. So I'll be providing this complete setup and the installation as a part of the training, and we can do that on your laptop. And this access to the setup is, as I said before, this is like a lifelong. So once we do the installation on your machine, so it will be like a permanent forever, and it will not get revoked, or and it is also not like interrelated. So whatever I will do on my laptop, so it will be like a separate, it will be like independent kind of, and like a project perspective as a part of the training. So I will be providing MindMajix, and the trainer will provide you the complete set of the documents that you can do as assignments on your own. And if needed, you can just reach out to MindMajix or the me as a trainer, so that if needed any assistance, we can just do that. But specifically related to the project, we'll be providing the complete set of the documents that for both Essbase and planning, and you can just follow the same set of the documents and connect us later the post training if needed any assistance like that. All this is related to the project related thing, and additional course resources that related to like interview questions and resume building, So everything will be provided as a part of the training if needed. If you are interested more in detail like that, so MindMajix and Channel will assist you in that. So that will also be covered within the same training fees only. As I said, there are the two different set of the training. Like as this is a part one kind of training, and planning is also the second part of training. Depending on the training interest, we can enroll for this specific Essbase or planning, or both Essbase and planning kind of thing. Questions you can just get back to us like MindMajix or me, so that we can just revert you with your question and all the related to go ahead with this planning and Essbase related course, and we can just start with this actual training. So thank you for this demo, and let us know if you are interested to start with the training. Thank you.